Should the Jets start Mike White in week 2? That's a legitimate conversation. We're going to have it right now. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary, back with another video, and we're going to talk about everyone's favorite backup quarterback, Mike White. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow on socials at Matt O'Leary NY. And if you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. You can call in with your reactions, by the way, to yesterday's game. We are recording on Tuesdays now for a Wednesday release. Midweek shows the rest of the season, so appreciate the support there. So the Jets played I almost said Cleveland Browns. That's what they play this week. They played the Baltimore Ravens yesterday, and it got pretty ugly really in the second half. The first half, they hung around because the defense, I thought, was impressive. Later in the week, I'm sure I'll talk more about the defense, and there's some other, I have 5 video ideas based on yesterday. So we're going to get more into it, but I wanted to focus on the quarterback play and Mike White because there were literally fans and, a loud portion of people were chanting for Mike White in yesterday's game. And it's hard to defend Joe Flacco for his play yesterday. I understand that the Jets offensive line didn't look great. Obviously, they were starting Max Mitchell at right tackle, who I thought was okay. But George Fant really struggled at left tackle. And it's hard to blame him when all offseason and all training camp long, all he's done is bounce back and forth between left tackle and right tackle and left tackle again. How many times in the last 3 weeks, a month, did he move from side to side? First, the plan was him and Mekhi. Mekhi's going to be on the right side, Fant on the left. Great. Okay, Mekhi gets hurt. Bring in Dwayne Brown. Move Fant back over to the right side. Dwayne Brown in on the left. Dwayne Brown gets hurt. George Fant back to the left. What are we doing? It's extremely difficult for this guy. And now we're going to get into what Joe Flacco did yesterday. But the Jets open up at 6.5-point underdogs to the Cleveland Browns. By the way, you can place a bet at busr.com/Matt to sign up. They're doing 100% match deposit bonus plus 25 casino chips. Or if you're interested in getting in on placing a bet on the New York Jets or any kind of football, make sure to check that out. But they are 6.5-point underdogs. They're plus 220 on the money line. The expectation is for the Jets to be essentially not blown out like yesterday, but lose by more than one score. That's what the line is currently set at right now against the Cleveland Browns, who, they beat Carolina. They barely squeaked by Carolina, but they're starting Jacoby Brissett. That's the state of the team right now. It's a little frustrating. Now, with Joe Flacco yesterday, I'll do the stat line. It wasn't pretty. 37 of 59. He dropped back over 60 times. He threw the ball 59 times in the game. 307 yards. So over 300 yards, some people are going to look at that and go, ooh, over 300 yards passing. That's a plus. I think he's 5th in the league right now in passing yards, which is hysterical. That's only 5.2 yards per attempt. That's not a very good day. 1 touchdown, which was in garbage time at the end of the game. 1 pick, which wasn't exactly his fault. Lawrence Cager fell down, which another topic for later in the week. Why is Lawrence Cager getting so much playing time? I thought, yes, he played well enough to be on the roster, but tight end 4 being more a part of your game plan than Garrett Wilson is a little concerning for me. But again, more on that later. He was sacked 3 times and had a rating of 74.6. It was not a good Joe Flacco day. And the offensive line struggled, but he can't move. He is a statue in the pocket, and they couldn't roll him out. And I don't necessarily blame LaFleur for not doing more designed rollouts because he can't move. That was my biggest critique of Joe Flacco at this point in his career, is he really is a pocket passer. And with how badly the Jets offensive line struggled this week and how they might be a little bit of an issue until they start clicking a little bit, I don't know if Flacco is the right choice for this team right now. I know they really like him, so I think I would be surprised if they made a switch. But I think Mike White, you can make a strong case that Mike White or even Chris Streveler could give you a better chance to win right now than Joe Flacco, because at least they have a chance to move around. And I mean, you guys know I'm not even the biggest Mike White fan. I'm really not, but from what we saw yesterday, Flacco was holding on to the ball for forever. He could not get the ball out on time. He was late. And for a veteran, look, we know that he can't move around that well. You have to at least do the little things right, manage the game. And he really couldn't do it. At this point in his career, Joe Flacco should be a game manager. And yes, the offensive line didn't play well. Yes, the play calling was a suspect at times, but it was really, really, really rough until about the end when there was, they had some garbage time stuff, but I don't have much issue with how the defense played. We'll get into some things on the defense later this week or in another video, but right now, when you hear the fans chanting for Mike White, or some even wishing for Chris Streveler still, I can't wait for Zach to get back, because that's really what we need to see this year. But it was tough watching Flacco at the stadium yesterday. And I do want to say thank you again to the Jet Lounge. It was phenomenal. The tailgate was so much fun. The hangar was an awesome place to watch a game from. It was a really, really fun experience, but the product on the field wasn't very good. And shout out to, all the people that we met in the parking lot. Thank you so much for coming up and just talking or grabbing a picture or, anything. It really means a lot to, see people and enjoy what we do. And it was, me and Green Bean and Richie and Ryan, and we don't, I feel like we're close. We talk a lot, but we don't get to see each other that often. So it was good to catch up with them. Jeremy, Jets Chaos, he was there. He were hanging out. Buffalo Jet Fan was there. Got to see him and meet him in person for the first time. We had Iowan Jet Fan, who Green Bean was able to help out, get to the game. I know I'm missing people, and I'm sorry. This is just off the top of my head, but it was such a cool thing to get everyone together in one spot and really hang out, and that aspect was really fun. But the product on the field, especially the offense, man, offense just was not competitive at all, and they could use a spark. I would highly consider making a change at the quarterback position, but I'll end with this. I think I'd be surprised if the Jets did it. They really like Flacco for some reason, and that's it. I think he starts, and I don't know if it gets better. I hope so. It can't get much worse, but anyway, let me know in the comments below if you think the Jets should start Mike White or what you think they should do. How can the offense get better? Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.